Alright, welcome back to another review, guys. This time we're going to take a look at the VK3001P, or Porsche. And yeah, I recently rebought this tank as it's been, well, I think over a year since I last played it. I played it horribly. If you look at my stats, they're absolutely horrid. And I played 2 games in it to get a mastery badge. And the second game I'm going to show you guys because that was eventually my mastery badge. And unlike the other views I did, I'm only going to show you one replay of this because I had one really good game in it. I don't really think you guys need 2 replays to get to grip with this tank. So let's just quickly take a look at the armor loadout. It is a medium tank at tier 6, so it's not that much to talk about. But if you're facing this in tier 4s or 5s, you might get some useful tips on where to shoot it. So if you take a look at the armor here, it's actually funny because this little thing here and the lower plate are not actually a weak spot. As you can see, it's almost 90 armor here. And this flat part here is 80 or less. And then this flat part is 75. And also maybe a common mistake is that this viewport, in a lot of tanks, viewports and stuff like that are weak spots. Here it's actually the better armored part of the tank at 115 there. If you shoot it directly into the viewport itself, I don't know, I've never had that. But I guess you can pen it, but just about everything. Look, I think it's 61 armor. It's not that much. And the machine gun port is also a weak spot there. And even though these really well angled parts are less armor, but because of the angle they're at, if you're facing them well straight forward like this, they are actually not weak spots at all. There's like, it's almost an auto bounce or a ricochet because of the angle that it's at. Also fun to note is that the turret armor there underneath here is still 100, so that's not really a good life choice. And the cheeks, if you're meeting it head on, are auto bounces as well, even though they're not really heavily armored. Because of the angle they're at, it's going to be ricochets. Also funny to note is that all these ports, which are also few ports, are also weak spots. So the driver had a few port here as well to see out the sides. It's not on this side, it's only for the driver here. And here on the turret and over here on the turret are also weak spots. If you do have a gun with less armor, as you can see, the side armor here is 80 to a 90, but the weak spots are only 65. The roof, I really wouldn't bother shooting it on the roof. It is a weak spot though, but it's very tiny. I think you're better off with most tier 6 guns, even tier 5 guns, to just shoot the flat parts. Most guns will not really have an issue penning you, but maybe if you're tier 4 or tier 5 medium with low pen, you might want to look out for these weak spots. The cupola is also kind of well armored, 88, 93, so around 90. So shooting these flat parts is actually your best bet. And if you look at it, you might not think that those are the best things to shoot at because they look better armored, like welded on there. But these are actually the weak spots. Don't shoot it in the lower plate. Don't shoot it in here. Just shoot it on the flat parts, like these. So yeah, that's the armor loadout. Let's take a look at the gun. It has a tier 7 gun, an 8.8, 36L56. As you can see, the accuracy is 0.35. It's really nice. The aiming time is 2.2 or 2.1 even. Very nice as well. The only downside really of this gun is the lack of penetration. It has a 132 pen, which is honestly not that much. Especially if you're facing tier 7s and 8s. You're going to have difficulties penning your opponents there. And you might want to load some APCR for that, because that gives you 171, which still isn't awesome. But, you know, you will have a little bit of better time. In my loadout, I took about 10 APCR shells. Mostly just for situations like that where you're meeting tier 7s and 8s. For tier 6, the 132 is good enough against most targets. Against heavies, you might want to watch out though. And you really got to aim for the weak spots. But the gun accuracy and the load time will help you out with that. Because like I said, those stats are actually really, really nice. It does about 220 average alpha damage, which comes down to 2.3 damage per minute, which is respectable at tier 6. It's actually really good. Like the reload actually really surprised me when I came back to it. It's slightly less than 6 seconds for 220 average alpha at tier 6. That's actually really, really nice if you could make every shot count. So yeah, let's take a look at the mobility. The power to weight is just okay. I think it recently got buffed because I don't remember it being as speedy as it is now. But then again, like I said, I haven't played this tank in a while. It goes forward almost at 60, but you will not really reach your speed all too soon, going downhill, stuff like that, obviously. But if you're playing around, you're mostly going to be around the 40-50 range. In reverse, it only goes 20, but you don't really care. Just as the first speed is not even that high, it's 28. But yeah, it's good enough at tier 6. There wasn't really anything to complain about. It has a decent amount of health, 710, which is decent. So there's not really anything wrong with it. Like the armament, the pen of the gun is lacking, and obviously the armor isn't too great. But hey, it is a tier 6 medium. So what is there to expect? The gun mantlet is actually pretty good, by the way. You don't want to shoot it in the gun mantlet, so it can go hull down a little bit, but you gotta watch out for the cupola that sticks out. And most of the time, if you try to go hull down, this is still sticking out, which is obviously a weak spot as well. So let's go and look at the replay. So here we are on Hidden Village in our VK3001P. As you can see, the teams are not that good, but hey, at least we got a Tog. That's right, we got a single Tog all alone. But in any case, our chances to win are not that high, only 44%. But we're gonna make our best out of it. It is tier 6, so you never know what really can happen here. Especially from tier 6 and below, it's always a bit like anything can happen, really. The win rate, just gives us more opportunity to do more damage, I guess. As you can see, the pen, like we said, is not that high, 132, but in tier 6, that is good enough for most tier 6s, especially things like Hellcat, stuff like that. And our APCR is 171, which is respectable, is alright. You're gonna need it in the higher tiers, but in tier 6, you might want to use it against K1Ss that are hull down, stuff like that. And a couple of HE shells, just for the decap or soft targets. Now here I was trying to see if the Hellcat was going to go forward or not, but he's kind of sticking around that rock, and I see him moving forward again, so I'm like, well, maybe we can put a shot into him. Nah, he's just going to wait. So we're going to go to our standard place here in the middle. We see there's a Flatpanzer there, and the Jagdpanzer 4. And this is kind of funny, because I'm like, oh, I can easily pen those people. I've done that a million times, but nope. The angle and our lack of penetration, which is only 131, of course, doesn't let us pen the Jagdpanzer 4. Okay, when this is lurking, my entire team is behind me here, so I'm just trying to keep him spotted. And again, when this actually dies there, because yeah, we load an APCR shell. Oh, then we hit the rocks. We don't actually hit the Flatpanzer yet, so we haven't done any damage yet, but we might have gotten some spotting on the K1S. Take a little bit more time, but there you can see that the alpha of this gun, with the reload of like 5.6 seconds, is really, really nice. So now we see T1 and Excelsior is a rare beast in this game. Not because they're hard to come by, but because they're not very good. So we put a shot into that guy. Now we see the T1. I'm just looking above, seeing where he's looking at. So he's gonna go hold down-ish behind the K1S. I'm trying to see if I can shoot him in the side. The Excelsior actually dropped down to the right, so that should not be an issue. Take a shot. Nice damage there. 234. 226, 2 shots in. Here you can really see that alpha working out here with the reload. And here we just take a nice shot between the rocks, which he didn't expect. He didn't even shoot back there. And now we're on 1100 damage. So we're finally pumping out some damage using the gun to its effect here. So here I'm just creeping around the Excelsior. Take him out for 119. The Hellcat is on low health, but I don't want to take any unnecessary damage. We actually bounced a shot from, I believe, another VKP that popped out behind these rocks. So that's all cleared out. We have our entire team behind us. So I'm just pushing forward as the first tank here. And now it's going to be funny because we meet one of our own here. So he just shot us in the tracks, but because of my angle, I did damage and tracked him at the same time. Now I tried to do the same thing, trying to pen him and do damage, but the angle wasn't good enough. The third shot was good enough though, but he also pens us, so now I'm trying to be really careful. Take somewhat of a snapshot, he bounces us. And now we can finish him off because we got a slight reload on him. Just trying to find, I think he shot me in the gun mantlet there, so that's never a good idea. Take out the Hellcat. So the kills are racking up nicely. We got 6 kills now. We can also kill the lever fast enough with the VK3001H. It's gonna get that Lee. So now I'm just rushing forward because I really want to do a little bit more damage. We've done 2100 and we got 6 kills. We cleaned up nicely using our DPM to the full effect there. And we only took 1 or 2 shots in return, so that's really nice. So I don't really want this Hellcat to get away without me damaging him at least once, but he's sprinting into the city right now. Try and aim in front of him. We barely missed his turret there. And now he's just running away. But behind me is a heavy tank. He's not that fast anymore since he got buffed or nerfed into a heavy tank basically. Jackson isn't fast, 88. K1S, K1 talk. No, nobody is fast enough to catch up with this guy. So I'm just running straight after him because I know my team will either just go cap or will snipe from the ridge line, but I'm gonna be the first guy to meet him there. And we need about 2 shots into that Hellcat to kill him and get our 7th kill. But we do have to be careful. It is a Hellcat after all. He only needs 2 shots for us as well. Our reload is better though. His is longer than 6 seconds. Ours is just under 6 seconds. So that's really nice. So now we spot the Hellcat. And here I make kind of a foolish attempt just to rush in and do as much damage, but he puts a shot into us. We put one in return, but we don't have to reload on him now. So what I'm trying to do is make his turret turn, because the turret is not really good. So I'm just sniping and put one into the back of his Hellcat, and that is a nice kill in the end. After kind of making an error there, just rushing right in front of him, and he put a shot into us. So we could have been killed there, but we were handy enough to using this building to our advantage here, putting a shot into his engine deck. So there you have it. This was a pretty good replay showing you what you can do with the reload in a tier 6 game, even against the odds. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the after battle report of that one game on Hidden Village. As you can see, obviously it's a mastery badge. We had Top Gun, we got 6 kills, and a high caliber for doing the most amount of damage on our team. The XP was very nice. This is only a double for 4.2, so that's really nice. If you take a look at the team score here, we were first place by far. The rest of the team didn't really do too much, but as we could see when we begin the game, most of them weren't really that skilled or had that many battles, so you can't really blame them in a lower tier. So yeah, we had 7 kills actually, and 2,521 damage done, and 729 detecting damage, so that's also really, really nice. 1,404 base XP. So if you take a look there, we shot 2 premium rounds, and we still made 42k credits with premium, and even without premium we would have made a profit of 2.3 k there. So yeah, as you can see, VKP is just a fine tank now. I don't remember it being this speedy or being this nice when I first played it, so you might want to take a look again if you're willing to rebuy it or you still need to grind through it. It's just a fine medium tank to play there. There's nothing really, really wrong with it. You have good enough speed and a good enough gun just to make the grind work. Would I recommend keeping it? I don't know. I think I'm still more of a fan of the Cromwell that has even less armor but even more speed. So yeah, there you have it. This was the score result for that one replay. So yeah, there you have it, the short review for the VK3001P. Like I said, kind of in the recap, it is just a really fine medium now. I'm not really sure what they did to it because I just recently came back to it just to get the ace. But if you're grinding this tank or you're grinding towards it, just know that you're grinding towards a really nice tank, and the grind itself towards the tier 7 will be towards the Tiger P, that is. That will be pretty nice. It has everything you want from a medium. It has good speed, it has a good gun, it has a really nice reload. No, it doesn't really have really good armor, but with the speed and the gun, you don't really need it to make it work and to grind it out. The tank itself, it looks kind of funky. Yeah, it looks alright. And the games I did play in it when I rebought it just to get the ace were really enjoyable. This game was really nice to play. And yeah, would like to know what you guys think of this tank. Please let me know in the comment section below this video. And I hope you guys enjoyed this review. As always, don't forget to check out my livestream channel at twitch.tv/Circon. And until next time guys, good luck on the battlefield, and yeah, I'll catch you next time.